Hello, and welcome to the William Street Swap Shop. I'm an alien. Nope. It's just me. This is Zach from the William Street Swap Shop. We love to start the show off a little funny. I know you're waiting, the big reveal. You were thinking aliens have landed on Earth. They're talking about aliens. No. They haven't gotten here yet. This was just a joke. Please don't be worried or scared. Go back to your browser. But if you don't mind and you're already watching, keep us open. But right now, NASA is announcing a new life that they're finding out about. Everyone's talking about it on the internet. It's creating a lot of buzz this morning, and I thought it'd be a really funny joke to bring on this Predator mask. It's just a Predator mask. I wore it at New York Comic Con. I wore it at Dragon Con here in Atlanta. I love to dress up like the Predator and walk around at the cons and go to different cosplay events. Invite me to your next cosplay. I'd love to come. So today's a very special day of the William Street Swap Shop. It's a wonderful Wednesday. We work hard every Wednesday afternoon. Matt is not with us on Wednesdays. We actually have a photo Matt recently just sent me. This is another quick little gag we want to get to, a little joke I like to start off with. We're trying to get Sting to record our theme song, remix our theme song for the William Street Swap Shop, and here's a photo of Matt and Sting. They were working on it, so it's a possibility. I'm just kidding, that's Diplo, but we joke that Matt looks a lot like Diplo, so that was just a photo we felt like showing. Sting will be here next Monday, February 27th in Atlanta. We're trying to get him on the show. Who knows, maybe we'll get him. If not, we'd like to try other musicians. If you're a musician, send us a cover of you doing the theme song. If you need a copy of the theme song, email us at williams.swap@gmail.com. Or if you're watching the show today and you just want to relax, give us a call, 413-961-4263. I'm having a great afternoon with everybody today. We're going to be here till 2 p.m. We got a lot in store for you, a lot of secrets, a lot of things we're going to talk about. But the big thing on everyone's mind right now is extraterrestrial life. Yeah! ETs, X-Files, it's there. Is it the truth out there? People talk about it. It's a reality. And today, NASA, I don't even know what they're about to announce. They might just announce they found a living organism or there's some kind of creature. We don't know. It's going on simultaneously right now. They partnered with the William Street Swap Shop. You can open up a browser and see me at the bottom left corner if you watch it on any of the NASA websites. We're going to be watching Alien Watch 2017. And without further ado, I think we should get to our guest. But wait, what's that noise? Oh. We have a surprise guest, actually, from the NASA feed. Joining me live in the studio is it's our friend Ed. Hey,
oh
Ed.
my God! What's going on? Hey, what's going on? I'm here from another planet.
Ed.
I'm part of the NASA. I'm part of the NASA stuff. I'm part of the announcement at 1 o'clock. I've come to your planet.
For real?
Yeah, I've come here to see what's going on.
So what's going on? And you're still talking, Ed.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm just trying to keep our mouths, I'm chewing some gum. Y'all have gum on your planet, and I love chewing gum.
So you don't have gum? Where are you from?
Well, our planet is hard to pronounce in your language,
Okay.
so I chose a name to, so you would understand. Our planet, I chose the Earth name Lindsay Lohan is the planet the name of the planet that y'all would understand, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, okay.
And, I figure I'm going to choose our Earth name, too. I'm going to choose T-Bone Sassafras. Because I love that name. It sounds a little sassy, and our planet's full of sass.
Well, they say if you have too much sass, you can be a real pain in the...
Well, if you have too much sass, you can shake that ass. That's our motto. Our planet's about shaking ass,
Really? Do you like to dance?
I do like to dance. We watch your TV shows here, and I love all your programming.
Oh.
Adult Swim has some good stuff. Other stations on your planet have some good stuff. I love watching all the dance shows that you guys have.
So you enjoy... I think the biggest question we all have is people coming from alien or an alien life coming from another planet that's just like Earth. You obviously have great style. What kind of culture? What are you into? What movies or music or TV shows do you like to talk about? What keeps the buzz around the water cooler?
Well, I mean, y'all have a lot of great movies. We love watching your films. We try to get down here and watch them sometimes, sneak into the theater. I think I blend in pretty well with this little hat and this little ascot, my little shirt I bought. I go to y'all stores. I go to, what's it called, Nordstrom's?
Yeah, Nordstrom.
I shop at Nordstrom's. I do love a good sale, and I go down there and buy some stuff when I can. I love the movie E.T. Extraterrestrial. He is hot as shit. I'm like, E.T., let's get it on, honey.
Wow.
He is great. I love him. He's beautiful.
What are your top celebrity crushes?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, listen, we don't have pee-pees where I'm from or boobies, so I'm into both of those. And I get down here and I try to touch a boobie when I get down here or a pee-pee when I can.
Right.
Ryan Gosling, he's a hottie, and
he is handsome.
Susan Sarandon, I'll get with that cougar. I'm into that shit.
So you don't mind?
Get it on.
So you don't have a preference on gender or? No,
we don't have boobies or pee-pees,
okay.
So I'm interested in anything dangling or poking out.
Wow. So anything, you're just an ultimate all about love.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Passionate individual.
My daddy used to say, if it's free, it's meant to be, and I'm like, stick it out, poke it out, plump it out, whatever. Let's tickle it. It's what I say. My planet's always about. We're naked. Shit, we're naked most of the time. I only put clothes on when I come to Earth because I feel like y'all got clothes. Let's put them on. My planet is naked as a jaybird, as y'all say.
So what do you like to do for fun when you're not? So you're traveling to Earth and you're not hopefully causing any kind of harm. But what would you like to do for fun when you get here?
Oh God, I love to go for a nice little walk sometimes. I look at the doggies and the kitties, and I look at the people in the parks. I love going. You know what I love doing? I love going to Red Lobster. I like eating those what are they called? Crustaceans?
Crustaceans, yeah. They're aphrodisiacs. We talked about them last week on Swap Shop.
If I could, I eat the shells. I eat the shells on those crustaceans. I chew right through those sons of bitches.
Oh, yeah?
I eat right through the shells. I just drop them right in. They don't know what the hell's going on at Red Lobster when I come in. They think I'm human, I guess. And I just chew right through them. I get me one of those tall pina colados. Y'all call them, and I just drink it right up. I go out of there sauced out of my mind.
So what's your favorite appetizer to get? Do you like to get the cheddar bread?
Oh, my God. Them Cheddar Bay biscuits, honey. I'm like, they bring out one basket. I'm like, hey, sweetie, go ahead and bring out a second basket now. Get out a second basket. Don't even F around. Get them out here.
Right, because that's the same with chips and salsa. You're like, hey, you might as well already bring out a second thing of chips.
Go ahead. Why do they bring out one, Earthlings? Go ahead and bring out two baskets. We're going to go through the first basket in 1 minute.
Right.
Bring out two right out the bat.
I like to say, just keep them coming every 10 minutes until we leave.
Yes, keep them coming, honey. Yep. And I'll tell you a second thing. I'll take a to-go box home. I ain't ashamed. I'll take a to-go box home.
It stays warm the whole trip back home?
Yeah, I put them in a little, we have a thing, what you humans call a cooler.
Yeah.
And we put it right in the cooler, but it's a heater, and it keeps them warm till we get back to the planet Lindsay Lohan.
Oh,
and we just pass them out to my friends. They adore those Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh, wow.
So
you're probably one of the most popular people back at Lindsay Lohan.
I come with this little outfit with this hat on and this little sash, and they shit their pants on the planet. They're just like, where'd you get that? And I show them all, the booby pics and the dick pics that I come back from Earth. And they are like, what is that dingle-dangle thing? They're interested in touching them, though. I tell you what, they want to come, tickle some shit.
Do you take any Snapchats or social media? Do you have any warnings to tell people hey, don't send don't send nudes?
No, I am all about the nudes. I'm like, please send nudes.
Okay.
Because I'm nude most of the time. So I'm like, please send your nudes. Let's see what you got. Let's see the boobs. Let's see the peckers. They call peckers, right? Y'all call them peckers?
Yeah.
Weckers.
Wieners.
Wieners and boobays. You call them boobays.
Most of the time, we don't. On Swap Shop, I try not to cuss or talk about inappropriate, offensive things.
I'm so sorry. I don't know a lot of Earthling etiquette.
That's why I didn't want to make you. I wanted to make you feel home, so I'm willing to adapt. So we can say a few curse words.
Yeah, I don't know what person is. I feel like if it's a word, let's say it. If it's a word, you humans are about language, and I'm like, let's spill it out. You
Yeah,
know,
and
I
just
watch HBO. They say it all on that network. They just say it everything.
yeah, and they show a lot of your genitals.
Yeah, they say the genitalia. They call it the genitalia.
Let me tell you about the genitalia is what they
Yeah.
say at the beginning of the HBO broadcast.
Oh yeah, they pop them out left and right. I pause it. I've hit the pause button on it. I'm like, look at that. We laugh, and then we dream about touching it. We dream about touching it.
So you're not here to cause any harm or troubles. You're just here to just observe and consume our culture, our media.
You know, we got the cure to cancer if y'all want it. Honestly, I told the what do y'all call it? The presidente.
Yeah.
I told the president, hey, we got the cure to cancer and all this shit if y'all want it. But he says we're full of shit. So
I don't
you
think
know,
you're full.
honestly, I'm honestly, if y'all want us to blow the White House up, we might do it. I don't know. If you want us to go over there and vaporize his ass, he's crazy.
Dang.
You
Well,
know.
I don't know if we should condone violence, Ed, but I think we should definitely talk about your favorite cultural items that you're consuming. What shows are you watching?
Oh, well, you know what I'm into? Little Women LA, Little Women New York, Little Women Dallas, and Little Women Atlanta. I love Little Women. We about the same height. That's why.
Really?
You know, yeah, I'm into those women. They party, they have fun, they're real, they're honest. I'm into it, all of them.
So you like reality shows?
I do love reality because, honey, that's where we live, reality.
That's right. And is there any other reality shows? Do you like Real Housewives, or are there any shows from your planet, or are you just getting all of our cable?
You know, we don't have a lot of programming on our world. We're just, you know, we can't afford it. We're poor.
Yeah.
That's why we're all naked. We can't afford clothes. We don't have a lot of money there.
It's not free.
No, it ain't free. That's why it's like my dad's always like, if it's free, it's meant to be. We just take it.
Yeah.
You know, but no, we don't have a lot of programming. I try to watch MTV when I can. You know, I like watching, you know, spooky stuff, you
Okay.
know. But no, we don't have a lot of TV shows on my world. You know, everybody loves Rick and Morty. They're like, where's Rick and Morty season 3?
Yep. Season.
I don't know. I'm just like trying to come down here to find out. We tried to break into Adult Swim's websites to find out some information, and honestly, we couldn't. We
tried to hack it?
We tried to hack some shit, and we couldn't find out nothing.
You tried to hack it?
We
but
tried
you
to
just
hack
couldn't
it.
hack it.
We couldn't hack it, and we couldn't figure out nothing, honestly.
Wow. Well, Ed, before I let you go, it's been a real pleasure chatting with you. I want to thank you so much for stopping in and being the first person to let us interview on the William Street Swap Shop. I know you're probably busy. You have a lot of interview requests from the media.
Yeah, we got to go, you know, meet other countries. We got to go to, like, you know, Cuba and stuff like that.
Right.
We got to meet other people, try to meet some sexy people. But, you know, you look pretty hot. What are you doing later? Maybe we can have a date or something.
Let's do it. I don't discriminate against any gender. I take it as a big pat on the back if someone thinks I'm attractive.
Yeah, we don't have gender. I don't have a gender, honey.
You don't have? Do you have Tinder?
I mean, we have Tinder. Yeah, it's like a Tinder. You know, we just like, let's get it on. But, you know, I got a couple holes here and there in me.
I imagine an alien swiping on Tinder like it just uses a big tongue or some kind of tentacle.
I mean, my mouth's a hole, you know.
Yeah.
Mouths don't get pregnant, is what they told me on Earth. So, shoot, let's do it.
Is there any other advice you would like to give to people, the young millennials who are watching the show right now, or older people?
Yeah, just love one another and just get it on. That's what Earth needs to be about. Just get it on. Make out. Put out and make out's what I say. That's what y'all need to be about.
Have you ever been in an orgy?
Oh, honey, I have been into a mini orgy. I've
Really?
only been on this planet for like a couple days, and Earth's all about these orgies. Yeah, they just like, how many you got in a room? Let's do it.
I always thought it would be fun to, just be in a different kind of situation than you're normally in. So,
Yeah,
hey, it's about new
it's like,
experiences.
hug it out. When the lights are off, I don't know who's who.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Ed. Have a great rest of your stay here on Earth, and we love you, and we're sending you our respect.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan bless you all. Lindsay Lohan bless you all.
And, send some nudes.
Oh, I'll send those nudes. Hit me up. I got your nudes. But like I said, it's just a hole down there. That we don't have nothing else.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing it.
All right. Lindsay Lohan bless you.
Thank you. Bless you, Lindsay Lohan. Or bless Lindsay Lohan, bless you as well. Oh. And that was our friend Ed, who just traveled here from planet Lindsay Lohan. If you just are now tuning in, this is the William Street Swap Shop. NASA has already made their announcement, and I'm sure it's about Ed, and he's gender fluid. He loves to come and meet all humans. He doesn't discriminate. And that's what we do on the William Street Swap Shop. We don't discriminate. We like to talk with everybody. If you have a question, give us a call, 413-961-4263. Before I get to our next main guest, I'd like to talk about a real quick idea that I had. Alice will not be joining me today. I went into her office and asked, hey, do you want to come on Swap Shop? And she said, no. She's like, I'm busy. So, and that's true, but I thought,
Aw, man.
if you look at it, Adult Swim Australia, fun fact, just posted a fun thing on their Twitter. It says, we have the new season 3 open of Rick and Morty. And then everyone was clicking on it yesterday and sharing it, and they found out that it was just, they got Rick-rolled. They just cut together Rick and Morty, all the characters singing the song Never Gonna Give You Up. And Alice thought, maybe we should come up with something to counter that or make fun of that. And we thought about it when we thought about it. And hey, Alice comes on Swap Shop and she gives us ideas all the time. She gives us ideas, she helps us out. So I thought it'd be fun to help Alice out. So I came up with an idea, and I'm really proud of it. And I've texted her in a group text, I've sent her emails, and I've sent her iChat messages. She hasn't really written back, but I'd like to see what you think. Let's go ahead and roll. This is Metaloca-Chips. I think it'd be fun to make this work. That was Metaloca-Chips. Let me just explain the idea real quick in case you didn't get it. Metalocalypse season, they ended on a special, the Doomstar special. Everyone wanted to see more of Metalocalypse. They're talking about it, bring back Metalocalypse. I told Alice, I went into her office about it, and she said, take out all the Metalocalypse references because people are going to get upset. You don't want to, people take this show seriously, and I'm really sorry. It is a great show, it's a fun show, and I thought, if we can't bring back the show, what's the next best thing? Everybody loves chips, and everybody loves Metalocalypse. Metaloca-Chips. With a new dubstep metal beat underneath it. Give me a call and let me know if you thought that was what you enjoyed, and we can talk it out. We can come up with other ideas. But without further ado, I have a guest. I'm sorry I was interrupted earlier by Ed. He's a great alien. If you're just now tuning into the William Street Swap Shop, it's a wonderful Wednesday. Matt doesn't join me on Wednesdays, but I have a guest, 2 guests. They're in a band. We're having a musical guest. Swap Shop normally doesn't really have musical guests. They say, Zach, stick to the painting, stick to the poetry, stick to telling stories about your life. But today, I think it's fun to showcase talents. That's what we do. We swap talents, we swap ideas, we swap music, we swap everything. At the end of the show, I'll probably swap bodies, and I'll be transported by someone else. Real quick, I just wanted to say, we might not this might be the last broadcast at the Swap Shop because I don't know what NASA just announced, and it's a space-themed, NASA sci-fi themed episode. It's the science fiction of the William Street Swap Shop. I love sci-fi. Before we get to Oni, our big musical guest, I just want to tell a quick story about, I was one time listening to a radio show about alien abductions, and I thought that, wow, that would be a really cool thing to have happen to me. Sometimes it's boring. Whenever I grew up in Missouri, I lived in St. Louis, there wasn't much happening. It gets boring after a while. An alien abduction would kind of create an interesting, unique opportunity for me. Great thing to put on your resume or LinkedIn. That's the story. It never really happened, but it's still have time.
Extraterrestrial experience.
And I think we're about to have an extraterrestrial experience, a real unique experience. I'm proud to announce my friend and colleague, and hopefully we'll be still friends after the show today if the aliens don't take over. We're joined by Oni. Without further ado, Oni, did you want to talk first, or do you just want to start playing?
Let's play first.
Play first? Okay, this is Oni. Take it away.
In a Milky Way. guys.
Thanks.
Great job.
Thanks.
I was observing I took my gloves off because when I listen to music, I like to take off my gloves. I'm going to put them back on to keep the interview going, keep the show going. And so you are Oni. Do you want to talk about the origins of your band?
Yeah, sure.
This is Jenny. Sorry, I'll let you introduce yourself. You
Yeah, so I'm Jenny,
I'm Jane.
but we actually have the same name. We're both Russian.
Zhenya.
Yeah, our names are Zhenya, and basically we're two Russian aliens traveling through outer space, which is what our music is about.
Wow. Well, your music definitely abducted me and took me to another level. I really was almost in a trance. I enjoyed it so much. I was just relaxed and enjoying it. What are some of your inspirations? What?
We're both really into like 80s synth stuff, or there's also this band we both grew up listening to called Space, which were
Yeah,
I think
Zodiac.
they're Zodiac, which are kind of 70s. I think they're from Germany, and we like Kraftwerk a lot.
Okay.
Air, yeah, kind of a little bit of everything.
Right. So then when did you both know, Jenny, you work with us at Adult Swim.
Yes.
But Jane, and this question is for both of you, but when did you both know that you wanted to play music and this was something that you wanted to do?
Well, I think Jane, you can answer this one. You've been playing way longer than me.
Yeah, I started to play piano from 9 years old, and I have music professional education, and I started to compose music already from like 9 years old.
Okay.
But it was mostly like classical music, and I just recently got to like all the synthesizers and sounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I met Jenny like this month is gonna be like 1 year that we met each other once.
Okay.
And we just agree like, oh, let's make a band.
Right.
Yeah, because I was trying to start a band for a while, but I just couldn't find like the right groove. And then I met Jane, and then like a week later we started writing music together. So it's
Yeah.
a match made in heaven.
How difficult is that? I've never been in a band or been a part of a musical.
It definitely helps if you have someone, and I feel like we're on the same wavelength when it comes to writing. So sometimes I can like sing something to her, and she'll just like, oh, I know, and like play it, or I'll suggest something,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's fun.
It definitely must be like some kind of connection between people.
Right.
Yeah, so you need to be on one page and just like the same sounds.
Okay.
And we have really good connection, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and we like the same music, and we just do it. I don't know.
Right. You said you're Russian aliens. You have a cosmic
Yeah.
connection.
Yes.
And that's great to be able to find somebody who you can share a creative project with. Is there anything? What's next? Do you have a show coming up?
Yeah, actually we're playing a house show at Jane's house on Saturday, and it's
Everyone's invited.
yeah, everyone's invited. It also falls on this Russian holiday called Maslenitsa, which is to celebrate the transition between spring and winter, and everyone like burns stuff and eats pancakes.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
we're gonna have
a lot of
pancakes.
rituals and
Okay. So have
superstitions.
pancakes. Are you going to be playing outside or inside?
We're playing inside.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
gotta protect
Not
the
to scare
Right.
neighbors.
Right. Yeah.
electronics.
People might actually think aliens have landed
Yeah,
and have
landed.
taken their house away. So when you're playing music, what was with the beat, the background that you had? Is that something that you composed on your own, or is that?
Yeah, all of those were like 70s and 80s Soviet cartoons made by Soyuz Multfilm. And we basically just watched all of them and found our favorite parts and edited it together to fit our music.
Wow. So what inspired those cartoons?
Well, I think we've always like known that space was kind of our thing. Like we wear
Yeah.
silver as our color and like stars. I don't know, you can't see our shoes, but we have star boots. And then so we just were like, oh, let's make like found footage video about space. And then we're like, oh, there's all these cartoons we used to watch. Oh, there we go.
There's your shoes.
Yeah.
Great shoes.
Yeah, thanks. We used to watch all these cartoons when we were little, and there's just so many of them that just there's an endless treasure trove of Russian cartoons about space.
Wow. And these are what decade would you say these are from? Are these
They're
from
all,
the
like-
70s, 60s,
Yeah,
80s?
70s, 80s. I mean, some of them maybe 90s, but
Okay.
mostly 80s.
Now, when you were
Yeah,
growing
it's-
up, what's your background? When Jenny and Jane, when you were growing up, did you live in Russia, or did you, when you moved to the United States, were there things in the United States that helped shape your musical or artistic influence?
Well, yeah, growing up, like I've always liked music. I moved to America when I was 9 years old, and I've always like wanted to like start a band, but I don't know, it just never happened for me. But so I like DJ'd for a while, and I like that, but I always wanted to play music, and I don't know. I feel like listening to, like I said, my dad used to listen to that Space and Zodiac a lot, so I definitely knew that was like, I love synthesizers and just like space sounds, so
Okay.
I knew this would be my instrument.
Really? Okay. So when did you start playing?
I mean, I've always kind of messed around on piano, but I'm not like a professional or anything. But Jane's actually been giving me some lessons.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I was starting first to compose soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
I call them like that. It's about
Yeah.
like space, and I even got some of them on the radio here. Which
Oh,
was
yeah, she played
surprising.
on Rec, the Georgia Tech radio
Yeah, I just
Oh,
sent
great.
it to Space Lab and they liked it. And when I was driving the car, I heard my music like, oh my god, it's my music on the radio.
That's great.
It's cool. But I always wanted to find somebody with whom I can write together.
Right.
And I'm really glad that I found Jane.
So-
Glad.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, Jane, in
I
Russia.
was growing up in Russia, so I moved to Atlanta like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm not too long here.
Right.
I was not being too long here.
What was living in Russia like? Were you there
I'm
for?
from Siberia, really cold part.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like here more.
Yeah. Do you think that Siberia has had any kind of effect on your on your art that you create, or do you ever think back and say, I remember I was really
definitely
cold one
'cause-
time, or?
Because I finished music school there, and my first teacher was there, and like I just love music, and I realized that music is my way of life. I can't live without it.
Yeah. So what are current music? You said you liked a lot of 80s. Do you like Daft Punk? Are there anything right now?
We do actually.
Yeah, some of them sound.
I haven't been listening to too much current music, but I like Broadcast a lot. I know like we don't really sound like them, but they're not the full lineup's not together anymore. But that's one of my favorite bands. I really like Black Marble. They're really good.
Okay.
It's also anything that's a duo kind of has like a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I listen to Air like every single day.
Cool.
I don't know. What about you?
I basically listen to the same. I'm like, when she's listening, I'm like, oh, let me listen too, and this is how we connect, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we met, I made her a playlist of things I liked, and then that's
Yeah.
kind
Has-
So how we wanted to sound.
Sure. Yeah. Has there been any, with you now working together, has there been any difficulties or conflicts that you've had to overcome that you didn't think you would, that were kind of unforeseen before you started working?
Honestly, no. Like when we get together, we can just like work for hours. Like sometimes we'll play for like 7 hours, and it's like or like write, and it's really good. The only thing that was a conflict, like over the summer, we're both kind of busy, but we still made it work. Like no matter what, we always found each other. We meet twice a week, and
Yeah, practice.
yeah, no matter how busy we are, we try to make it work because it's just something that we both love doing.
That's great. So when you came here to play the music, I know we've been talking about doing this for a while. How long did it take to put? That was about 15 minutes of music. How long does that take usually for?
Well, I think it's a bit different because, like I said, we just started. So this was actually our first performance, and it took us like
Congratulations.
it was how long did it take us? I mean, like 2 months probably to just because the hardest part for me was learning to play and sing at the same time. Which I've
Yeah, in
never-
the beginning it was difficult, but then we just got it.
Yeah, so I think we practiced for like 2 months, multiple times a week, and
Do you have, are there any similar experiences that you could equate that to playing? Because when you said playing music and talking at the same time, I can't imagine.
kind of like if you try, that thing where you tap your head and
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't
rub
know.
your-
It's like your brain is kind of getting split in half, and it's hard. You kind of have to like feel like you're in a
It's just
tunnel.
like it's difficult when you, for example, playing one melody and you're singing another melody over it. This kind of your like brain is exploding. But if it's, for example, you're playing chords,
Yeah.
it's not so bad. It's just like normal company and. Yeah.
Okay.
But we have like I think our music is kind of complicated because we use a lot of like instruments and like it's not just like bass, drum and just instrument. We have like a lot of layers and effects. And first, like the hardest part, I guess, is to divide it after. The easiest part is to write it, and then
yeah, then you're like, how are we gonna play this? And then that's kind of the hard part, like knowing when to switch and like finding the right sounds.
Right. So you're producing all the bass and the beats that were behind the music that you're
Well,
playing right now?
we wrote everything, but actually, Mason, who works on Swap Shop, he did mix some of our music and he added some stuff to it,
Oh,
which
cool.
we really liked. So.
Wow, great job, Mason.
Yeah, so it's nice to have like a fresh eye
Yeah.
on your stuff, you know. So it's cool to like see what someone else can do with it.
Do you think you'd ever have room for a third member for Mason? If you ever want to?
I don't know. We're kind of overprotective, or we're just us. Yeah.
Sorry,
but
Mason.
we'll keep Mason though.
Yeah,
Just
he's
for after.
he's off camera, just
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
interesting,
sighing
like
right
how
now.
first your music sounds like this, and then you just somebody mix it, or like seen from a little bit different angle, and it just like sounds so cool. I don't know, like I didn't experience this before. I mean, I was writing my own music and producing and everything, but now I see it's actually better when you work in a team. It's
Yeah.
it's
You need-
more
yeah.
takes more time, but it's better for music, for overview of the whole song.
I think I think with it can be more creative too, because you're and maybe not just music, but with when you're doing Swap Shop on Wednesdays, I love doing it and being here, but sometimes I do miss having Matt, the person I co-host the show with, and his presence. So sometimes it is harder to be by yourself. So I can imagine once you started playing together, I can't imagine you would want to play by yourself again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I want to play with her.
So you have no solo projects coming up, or
Well, we actually are in another band.
Yeah. We're gonna play in Earl on 13 March.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
playing at the Earl March 13th. And
what's your band? What's the band name?
It's called Low Valley Hearts, and there's 4 of us. So we have a guitarist and a drummer as well, but we play
Yeah.
the same instruments still, and we both sing.
It's kind of like new age
It's
art
kinda like
rock, something.
Art
like
rock, synth pop. I
Yeah.
don't know. Some of our songs they vary, like,
that. Yeah, we're trying to experiment on this, and
but it's
Yeah.
cool to like go from playing as a duo to like 4 people. So it's
Yeah.
a different
Mhm.
experience.
So with Oni, what does that mean? What's the name?
Well, we came up with it basically because our whole thing is like we're aliens and we're kind of looking down on different worlds that we're traveling to. So ani means in Russian means they, so it's like we're they, like we're
Yeah,
kind
from
of
somewhere.
we're kind of like watching you. And
Okay.
it also means it's a Japanese devil. So ani is a and yeah. If you guys want to follow us on Instagram, that's our
Oh, there it is, right below, right on
thing. Yeah, we'll be posting more announcements and stuff like that on there.
English is the translation is Oni, but in Russian is Ani.
Yeah, ani.
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 Yeah.
So at Ani ONI _ Atlanta, as you can see there on the bottom of your screen. If you're still watching the NASA coverage and you have us open up in a browser but you can hear us, come over and click over and add them on Instagram. There, you'll be posting more information about your upcoming show,
Yep.
which will be at Jane's house.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll post about that on Instagram.
At what time?
It's kind of an early show. We're gonna play at 7
Okay.
because we're still trying to get used to playing in front of people. But
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to be there. I intend to
Zach.
be there. You're welcome. I'll bring all of my friends. I have a big
Yeah.
friends group.
we'll have pancakes for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. a
Also,
lot of pancakes.
well, it's funny because you're saying for the pancakes commemorate ending winter and transitioning to spring. There's also another show that Mason will be playing Saturday night after. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you can go see Oni at 7, and I think around 9 or 10 they play at
Oh yeah, is
the
it
Mammal
the
Gallery.
tropical something?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
some
like a-
artists here from our building that will be contributing light artwork. So this Saturday's a big upcoming monstrosity of events for musicians and artists. Are you going to have any music videos coming soon?
Actually, yeah, we are in the process of making one for the 3rd song we played, the Russian one, and we're currently in production for that. We're making costumes.
Oh wow, costumes. Can you
Yeah.
talk about it at all? Is there any secrets?
It's secret.
It's secret.
Yeah, we'll just wait till it comes out. Let's just say
Yeah.
there's water and canyons involved.
Nature.
Yeah.
Nature.
And
Okay.
aliens.
And aliens.
Yeah.
That's right up.
Us.
That's right up our course. I love aliens. So what does that process like when you go to make a music video? Do you partner with a creative team, or is there?
Well, my boyfriend does video, so he's kind of our DP. And then we did find someone. My friend Stefania is going to be helping us with wardrobe and co-directing. So
Okay.
it is good to have someone else off camera to help. So we've planned out all the shots. We just have to go shoot it.
Yeah, we need to get a better weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
today.
cool. So hopefully in March we'll be filming it, and then it should be out March or early April.
Okay. Great. And then what about albums? You have your. Is this going to be an EP or
Yeah, so
LP?
We're working on it.
we finished writing it, but we're currently in the process of recording and mixing it. It's called Celestial Bodies EP. It's gonna have 8 songs, and we're gonna post 2 songs on our Bandcamp soon. I don't have the link for that yet, but it'll be on our Instagram. So we'll post 2 songs, and then once the whole thing is finished, we'll post everything online.
So if NASA contacts you today and says, "Hey, we'd like you to play music for our astronauts," or would you negotiate a rate?
We will.
Yes,
Totally, I love
you'll agree?
NASA.
You'd say, "Yeah, we're going to make." Yeah, I think that would be great. I don't know, maybe a spitball music video idea after your next music video. You probably already have ideas, but maybe it's you meeting with NASA and then you going to space.
Yeah, you got any contacts there?
No. Well, no, I do actually. We do.
You
We
do?
have Polar Bear, who's in our chat room. I don't know if he is right now. I don't have my computer in front of me, but Polar Bear, he actually works for NASA. And he came and visited. He was on the show before. He's given us. I have a NASA mug at my apartment that I drink out of.
Fancy.
So maybe we could put you in contact with him, and we could actually make something happen.
Yeah, Polar Bear, hit us up.
He has an owl that Jock had, an owl named Alicia that goes and he takes her around all around NASA, the NASA campus.
Really?
I believe he's in Richmond. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's pretty. And I'm sorry if I got that wrong because I met him at DragonCon. They came down for DragonCon. They love coming down for that.
Yeah.
But maybe that would be the music video. You go up into space. We like to swap ideas on the Swap Shop. You're here and Swap Shop.
That'd be cool.
But if you're already doing aliens, maybe we should switch it up. I don't know.
I don't
What's
know, I
your
think-
favorite music video that you've seen?
What's my favorite music
Yeah.
video? Oh man, it's hard. Actually, been watching a lot of like 90s hip hop videos on MTV Classic. There's some good stuff on there. But I really like. Oh, man, I don't know. I should have thought of this before.
No, it's
coming
okay.
on the show.
What about you, Jane? Maybe you could. It's like if we're at a restaurant and I were the waiter, I'd say, okay, you're not ready to order yet, but what about you, Jane? And if you're not ready, I'll talk about it.
I love one, but it's in Russian, so you don't know.
That's okay. What's it
What is
called?
it?
Maybe we could look it up.
It's called Ivanushki International.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which one? Tucci?
yeah,
Tucci. Yeah, Tucci by Ivanushka International. Great video.
and also Kino.
Oh yeah, Kino. They're an 80s Russian group that's really good.
Yeah, Viktor Tsoi.
And I thought about actually the video for Space, but Magic Fly is really good. It's one of our bands that we're inspired by. That video is really good. They're all wearing like space suits and just playing their instruments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I remember now.
I like MGMT, and maybe just because I like doing After Effects things with videos and graphics, but the Time to Pretend music video where everything is very like just 2D. I can't describe it, but if people have probably seen it, and it's all green
haven't
screen,
seen
but
it.
kind of bad green screen, and they're running around at a beach and they're like burning money in a pit, and they like multiply themselves. It feels like it was made by someone in college, like a college student, but it was for MGMT, so it's kind of fun. I enjoy
Cool.
it. What advice would you give to somebody maybe who's watching this show right now? I know there's some people who watch and are maybe younger and would want to maybe break into music or into in Jenny's case in the media industry.
No, just do it.
Yeah,
Just do
don't
it.
wait around. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna buy that keyboard, or like, I'll wait till I meet the right person. Like, all you need is a computer, honestly, or just
Yeah,
like.
now it's so easy. Like you have just computer Logic Pro, and it's so easy.
Yeah, if you have a MIDI keyboard,
Learn-
you can get
yeah.
one on Craigslist. Just mess around with it. Like,
Yeah.
just have some
Keep
fun.
trying.
Where did you acquire a lot of people say when you acquire instruments like tools, you get them from, you get a hammer, a screwdriver throughout the rest of your career. Did you acquire those one at a time, or did you just go out and buy them all and say this?
Well, no, yeah. When we started, I only had this. This was like my first synthesizer. It's kind of like a starter, I feel
Yeah.
like, but I really like it. And then,
Describe
Then
the
we went to
feeling.
like Guitar Center and found this one, like old Casio,
Okay.
and we just like, oh, we like the sound. and
Yeah.
Just.
but I also I love watching synthesizer videos on YouTube, just like see what they sound like.
Yeah.
So like I've always wanted like an 80s like Juno one, but they're expensive.
So
Maybe
what was
one
the
day.
feeling like when you first plug in the synthesizer and you start playing with
Well,
it? when
to
you-
be honest, when I first got this, I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't have an amp or I didn't have Logic, so I couldn't hear anything. So then I plugged it into some speakers, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I learned more. Now I know
Yeah.
how to use it. But it was really cool. I was like, this is
Yeah.
fun. It's like a little toy.
Yeah.
It's like an adult toy.
Yeah, it is. I like the look of them. I don't know. I just in the name Korg.
Yeah, I really
that
like
sounds-
corks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 3 corks
Yeah.
We're
Corks
cork
are
heavy.
Yeah.
and cheap.
They're so
to
they
compare
are
with
cheap?
other stuff.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
actually Korg is the cheapest like synthesizer you can get. So if you're just starting out, I recommend Korg.
Okay.
But if you have more money, like Roland is cool. So is Moog.
Nord.
Yeah, Nord is good. But you don't have to have the expensive stuff. Like just use software.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking it'd be a funny joke if we had Mason there was one just called Mason, but it was like Mason. Red Hot Chili Peppers, the bass player from Flea, he has his own bass called the Flea bass.
Ah.
If Mason had a bass, I just realized I've been showing skin. Look at that. I didn't button that part
Ow.
up. If Mason had his own instrument, it was like a keyboard. Mason, that might not be a bad idea to try and do sometime. But that's just me spitballing. Sometimes I come up with ideas. You guys saw Metaloca-Chips, and I don't know if it was as good of an idea as I thought it would be, but some people like it.
You just
some
gotta
people
try
don't.
it. See
Exactly.
What works,
That's
yeah.
what it's all about. It's just taking creativity and putting
Yeah,
it
you
in
can
places you
find
never thought.
creativity everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just close your eyes. You'll probably see something.
Yeah. Is there any? Do you have
Dream.
any? It happens more with producers for more hip hop or rap songs. But do you have any? Like when you start playing, do you think you'll ever have any shout outs or anything like mustard on the beat or Oni in the space or? I want to just help give ideas. If you
I
do.
feel like maybe Они в космосе. It's like Oni in space, but in Russian.
Okay.
You gotta keep it interesting because we sing in 2 languages. We have more Russian songs that we didn't play today, but
We should have played them.
no, they're not ready yet.
Oh, okay. If you wanted to, if you ever get annoying with my questions, just start speaking in Russian, and we can just let people wonder. Okay, is this swap shop still? Yeah, we've switched over to Russia. Zach is moving to St. Petersburg to open up a swap shop.
Yeah, you can just be like, "Привет, вы смотрите Swap Shop."
How do you say it's a deal in Russian?
What do you think?
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
Это
Remember it, because we'll be saying it in about 2 minutes when we wrap up the
you
show.
can say. Это хорошо.
Yeah.
Это хорошо.
Yeah, it's not exactly it's a deal, but sometimes you can't translate.
Договорились.
Oh yes, there doговорились. Yeah,
What is
something
it?
that doговорились.
Говорились.
Doговорились, because договор means like you make an agreement. So
Okay.
you usually say that and you shake someone's hand. So
Wow, that's we've had that. I remember hearing that before when we made deals with a lot of Russian swap shops.
Yeah.
International streaming show. I have one quick question, and then we'll start to wrap it up. But are you inspired by? And I'm only asking this because they're from Russia and they're in the news lately. But Pussy Riot.
oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say tattoo. Honestly.
I like tattoo a lot too. I grew up. I was just talking to somebody over the weekend, and they were saying that they had a crush on like Britney Spears, like in her early 2000s, late 90s. And I said I was the opposite. I used to try and play guitar, so I'd buy like Guitar World magazines. And I remember seeing like there was like a poster for tattoo, and they were wearing like schoolgirl skirts.
Yeah, it's sad. They were fakes.
Yeah.
But Pussy Riot, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I've ever really heard their music, but I think they're cool
Yeah,
and they have
I
a good message,
Yeah. Do you think you would ever do a cover of any tattoo song or anything like that,
We
or
might.
are there any songs that you would want to cover?
We did make a cover. We covered The Model by Kraftwerk, and we
Oh,
wrote
cool.
the lyrics into Russians because it exists in English and German currently.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's gonna be in Russian.
Yeah, we made kind of like a chill cover of The Model. But
Would
yeah,
you-
we're definitely open to doing more covers. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Will you be playing that at your show on Saturday, or is it you're still working on it?
That one's not ready, but we will be playing a song you haven't heard yet
Oh,
at
cool.
our show. Yeah.
Which
Well-
is inspired by space.
Yeah, it's inspired by space. Kind
Awesome.
of has like the 80s.
Sounds like it's
Yeah.
Well, today we were visited by Oni. I'll walk out and just be with both of you. You can have this Predator mask if you'd like to borrow it. I keep it in my office. You can use it for a music video. I understand if you don't want to use it. Thank you so much for joining the William Street Swap Shop today. This is Oni. This is Jane. This is Ginny. They'll be playing this Saturday at Jane's house at around 7 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. And keep an eye out for their new album coming out, which hopefully will be soon, in a few months maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and we'll say it's a deal. And feel free to say it in Russian. And it's a deal. I don't want to butcher your language. It's a deal.